Imagine being a kid who dreamed of playing varsity basketball and getting cut from the team. That was Michael Jordan's reality. This is Always Fail Forward, where we share real stories of people who turned failure into fuel for greatness. Today, we're diving into how one rejection became the spark behind one of the greatest athletic legacies ever. This isn't just a story of success, it's a story of resilience, persistence, and refusing to settle. In 1978, the freshman squad at Emsley A. Laney High School in Wilmington removed Jordan after the season. Rather than let that define him, Jordan turned it into fuel. He knew he had to improve, and he committed to training like no one else. He turned the setback into his starting point.
Michael Jordan, I remember I interviewed him years ago, and I said, what makes you the best in the world? Is it skill? Is it talent? Is it ability? Is it background? Is it training? And he was so awesome. He said, Tony, I can tell you the truth and it won't sound like hyperbole or false modesty. He said, I didn't even make the high school basketball team my sophomore year. I was cut. He said, what it is every day I demand more from myself than anybody else could possibly expect. I don't compete with other people. I compete with what I'm capable of.
He accepted that talent alone wouldn't carry him. He practiced endlessly. He pushed, failed, tried again. The mindset changed from make the team to dominate the team.
Michael Jordan tells me one day he wants to be the best player that's ever played here. And I said, well, you got to work harder than you did in high school. He said, I worked as hard as everybody else. I said, oh, excuse me. I thought you just told me you want to be the best player to ever play here. He said, I'm going to show you. Nobody will ever work as hard as I work. But I think of 3 years of watching that youngster get better and better and better. Michael Jordan's the only player that could ever turn it on and off. And he never freaking turned it off.
And he just got better and better. I mean, I've never seen a guy that I thought was as good as anybody I'd ever seen. The best 6'4" high school player I'd ever seen. And 5 years later, he was 10 times better. And 5 years later, he was 10 times better. None of us ever saw what he was going to do.
With the Chicago Bulls, Jordan won 6 NBA championships. But each ring was forged in the heat of defeat, injury, and doubt. He said the real battle wasn't against opponents. It was against giving up. Before Jordan became a global icon, the Bulls were far from legendary. They were a struggling franchise with low attendance and no culture of winning. In the mid-1980s, Jordan was putting up incredible numbers. But basketball is a team sport, and one man alone can't win championships. He was known as an unstoppable scorer, but critics said he would never be able to lead a team to a title. The turning point came in the late 1980s. The Bulls were repeatedly eliminated by the Detroit Pistons in the playoffs. Known as the Bad Boys, the Pistons built an entire defensive scheme called the Jordan Rules, designed to physically punish him every time he touched the ball. They knocked him to the ground, double-teamed him, and tested his mental toughness every night. Instead of breaking down, Jordan came back stronger. After those brutal losses, he didn't complain. He went to work. He focused on strength training, adding muscle so he could absorb contact and still finish plays. His mindset shifted from individual brilliance to team dominance. That's when he and coach Phil Jackson built something new, the triangle offense, a system that forced Jordan to trust his teammates and elevate everyone around him. Then came the championships. In 1991, after years of heartbreak, Jordan finally broke through and defeated the Pistons, sweeping them in the Eastern Conference Finals before leading the Bulls to their first ever NBA title against the Lakers. That win wasn't just about basketball, it was about redemption. Every ounce of pain, every loss, every doubt led to that moment. But greatness doesn't stop at one ring. Over the next 8 years, Jordan and the Bulls would win 6 championships, including 2 three-peats. What most people forget, though, is that those victories came with heavy costs. Jordan played through illness, injuries, and emotional strain. The flu game in the 1997 finals, where he scored 38 points while barely able to stand, became a symbol of his relentless willpower. Then there was his first retirement in 1993, after the tragic murder of his father, James Jordan. Michael was emotionally shattered. He walked away from basketball entirely and tried professional baseball, seeking something that connected him to his father's dream. The media mocked him, but he never cared about public opinion. His journey into baseball wasn't failure, it was healing. When he returned to the NBA in 1995 with the now famous two-word statement, "I'm back," the basketball world exploded. He wasn't quite the same at first. The Bulls lost in the playoffs that season, but true to his nature, he turned that loss into motivation. He came back the next year sharper, more focused, and mentally stronger than ever. The result? Another 3 straight championships. Each title came with new challenges, new critics, new rivals, new expectations, but Jordan's consistency was unmatched. He demanded excellence from everyone around him, even when it made him unpopular. He pushed teammates beyond their limits because he knew what it took to win. He believed that leadership wasn't about comfort. It was about accountability. By the time Jordan hit his final shot in a Bulls uniform in 1998, he had already cemented his legacy as the greatest to ever do it. But what truly made him great wasn't the trophies, the fame, or the records. It was the pain he endured, the losses he overcame, and the relentless standard he held himself to. In his own words, "I've failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed." If you've ever faced a major setback, an interview you didn't get, a project that blew up, a relationship that ended, know this: your vision doesn't die just because a door closed. Michael Jordan turned a cut into a legacy. You can turn your setback into a comeback. Thanks for watching Always Fail Forward. If you want more stories of people who turned failure into triumph, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell. And remember, fail forward always.